Everyone, welcome back to my channel. So please excuse the appearance. This is meal prep Sunday look. Sundays I just don't do much at all because it's my last day before going back to work. So it's typically, this is my face for Sundays. So anyway, I wanted to come on here and just do a little introduction. I'm getting ready to film my voiceover, I guess record my voiceover for my meal prep video, which I do in my bedroom where it's quiet. So I just wanted to get on here and explain kind of the difference in my meal prep this week. So I thought instead of just having the usual chopping up vegetables, which I will do because I know a lot of you love that, I just kind of had a little bit more of a different idea this week based on our situation at our home right now. So if you guys watch my daily what I ate videos and my little chit chat that I do, you would know that my son has been working at a farm, and so he works a lot of hours, so he's not home at dinner time. So I thought, and also he takes like lunch slash dinner with him, and I thought, well, why not come up with some meals that I can meal prep for me for lunches, but also could double as like his dinner when he gets home, because he doesn't get home some days until 1:30 in the morning, because he works until sometimes 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. So something that he can grab, throw in the microwave, or just even I did one thing that he can take for lunch because he doesn't have a microwave, but he can take it as a cold item that he can take and eat there. But I mainly just wanted to come up with things that he could have as soon as he got home. So that is what I'm doing. So I'm showing you 4 things that make really good meal prep meals. And another thing, I do have one child still at home that is home all day, so these are things that he could also grab out of the refrigerator and heat up and eat that are a lot healthier than like a TV dinner or that type of thing. So anyway, so I have 4 things for you. I have what started out, the original recipe was a vegetarian version of these green chili enchiladas. It's like creamy spinach. I'm not sure the exact title of the recipe. I will have all the recipes, the original recipes, linked down below, and then any changes that I made to the recipe I will notate in the description box as well. So I have the enchiladas, I have some buffalo chickpeas, which I have made a video on that before, so I will link that original video below as well. And then I made an Hawaiian BBQ chicken, and then what was the 4th thing? I told myself I would not, tortilla roll-ups, that's the cold item. So with the enchiladas, something you can heat up, and I did a side of rice broccoli. And then the Hawaiian barbecue, you can just take a portion of that, heat it up, either put it on a salad, put it in a wrap, which is how I'm going to have to put it in a wrap and take that to work. The roll-ups you just simply eat. And then the buffalo chickpeas I love on salad, but you could also put those into a wrap as well. So there's some options for you to use these items for. So let's get into the prep. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to make is the creamy spinach and cheese green chili enchiladas. Wow, that's a mouthful. The original recipe is vegetarian. I decided to add chicken to it because I did have some cooked chicken breast. So to get started, you want to preheat your oven to 375 degrees. And then in a skillet that I sprayed with cooking spray, I am cooking about 1 small onion that I diced up, cooking that until it's softened, which takes about 3 to 4 minutes. Then you want to add in 1 clove of minced garlic. I always just use the jarred minced garlic, and then I just put a big heaping tablespoon in there. Cook that for a couple more minutes, and then I added an entire 10-ounce container of spinach to that and cooked it until it had shrunken down. And then I added in a half of a lime, just the juice of a half of a lime, some green chilies, the mild green chilies, this 1 little small can, and then I added in a half a teaspoon of ground cumin and a 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder. And then after I removed that from the heat, I went ahead and added in some cilantro as well, and let that cool down a little bit before you stir in your either sour cream or Greek yogurt. I used the plain non-fat Greek yogurt for this, and I used a half of a cup. Now the reason why you want to let it cool down is so the yogurt does not curdle at all. I have had that happen, so I am speaking from experience. And then you're going to want to assemble your enchiladas from here. So I'm using the Tomorrow's multi-grain tortillas. So I just put a little bit of the enchilada sauce, and I'm using, the mild green chili enchilada sauce. And you want to pour just a little bit of that into the bottom of a 13 by 9 baking dish. Then you want to take your tortilla, you want to add in about 1/3 of a cup of the filling, and you just put that on there, and then you're going to add on a little bit of cheese, and I am using a mixture of fat-free cheddar and fat-free mozzarella for that. So you want to put about 3 tablespoons or so into there. I also added in just a little bit more of the green chili enchilada sauce because that's how I've always made enchiladas. And then you're going to roll that up really tightly, and then you're going to continue on and do the rest of the tortillas. I used 8 tortillas for this recipe. And you want to place them seam side down, and then when all the enchiladas have been rolled up and placed in the pan, top with some more of the enchilada sauce, and then you're going to want to sprinkle the rest of the cheese on top of that. You're going to bake this in the oven for about 20 minutes. Mine took about 25 minutes for everything to be melted and bubbly. Now I let the enchiladas cool for about 30 minutes before I handled them, and so I went ahead and cut the enchiladas in half, and that was so they would fit into my meal prep container. So there is a little tip for you. So this recipe is 8 servings. So what I did was in each little half, so each one whole enchilada would be 1 serving. So that's why it's 8 servings. But the way I cut them in half, so you're having 2 halves in your meal prep container. Now, as you can see here, I'm showing you these green giant rice vegetables and the broccoli, and I'm going to use that on the side for when I take mine to work to eat for lunch. So I am just putting 2 of those, or 2 halves of the enchiladas in one side and my rice broccoli in the other side. Now here I'm going to show you how you can also do it in a round meal prep container and just put your rice broccoli on the bottom and put your enchiladas on top. So either way would work. But at 3 smart points per serving, I think these are going to be super yummy. I would garnish them with either green onion, cilantro, avocado. You could use some fat-free sour cream or just some more plain non-fat Greek yogurt on top. That's probably how I'm going to do mine. Okay, so next up are the buffalo chickpeas. This recipe is so super simple, and it is so good. So I'll be having this on a salad. You just simply want to take a half a tablespoon of light butter and then add in your chickpeas in that, and then go ahead and add on a 1/4 cup of Frank's Red Hot Buffalo sauce, and then just let it cook down, and that is it. And these are so good on salads, and they'd be good on a wrap with lots of lettuce and then maybe some blue cheese or just some feta cheese. I myself am going to do it as kind of a like buffalo ranch chickpea taco salad, so stay tuned to see how I put that all together this week in my What I Eat video. And these are 0 points on Weight Watchers Freestyle. So I was inspired to make this by a recipe I found on Pinterest, but I completely changed it, so I'll just kind of give you a rundown on what I'm using for the ingredients. So I am using some of the Siggi's plain yogurt. You can use, plain non-fat Greek yogurt. You could use sour cream. You could use whatever you want to use for this part. I'm using about 1/2 cup of the Siggi's plain yogurt, and I'm adding to that about a tablespoon of my homemade ranch powder mix, which I will link the recipe down below. Once that is mixed up, you're going to add in some finely chopped red onion and some chopped bell pepper. Now, next time I definitely will chop these a lot finer than what I did, so there's a little tip for you. And I'm also going to stir in about a 1/4 cup of fat-free cheddar cheese. So you're going to also take a light cheese wedge, and this is just add more flavor to it. You really don't need it. It's not necessary if you want to leave it out, because it is going to add 1 more point to this recipe. So I spread that onto a flat out light wrap, and then I spread on a little bit of the yogurt mixture on that, and then I'm using this buffalo chicken lunch meat, which is 1 smart point for this particular lunch meat. I'm putting that on top of the yogurt mixture, and then you're just going to roll it all up, and you're going to cut it into little circles, and then you can just place it into your meal prep container, and there you go. This is such a super simple plus healthy little lunch thing that you can throw together for your kids or for yourself to take to work. And the points for this recipe is really going to depend on the wraps that you use and the lunch meat that you use. Okay, so now it's time to work on the Hawaiian BBQ chicken. I'm going to be using these for wraps, but it also would be good on a salad. So only ingredients you're going to need for this is going to be some cooked chicken breast that you have cut up into bite-sized pieces. You're going to need a 1/2 cup of some sugar-free barbecue sauce. I use the G. Hughes barbecue sauce for this. A 1/2 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. I'm using fat-free mozzarella cheese. Then you're going to want to have a small can of the pineapple tidbits. and then a little bit of chopped red onion. So then I'm just going to stir all that together. When it's time to eat it, I will heat it up and then put it into a wrap and add a little bit of cilantro on top of that, and then just some romaine lettuce or spring mix, and then wrap it all up. And it is so good, you guys. I've had this before and I highly recommend it. And this recipe is 0 small points because this makes 4 servings. So again, whatever other items you have with this, a wrap or a salad, is just going to be whatever other ingredients that you add with this. So hope you enjoy this recipe as well. So there you go. Here are all the items that I prepped today for meal prep. I am ready to go for lunch for the week as well as the kids. And I hope you guys enjoyed these 4 different lunch ideas for meal prepping. Please let me know in the comments down below what you think of these recipes and which one you are most excited about to try. And please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. And I will be back next Sunday for another meal prep video. Bye guys.